Hi, it's Martin here from Muller's Boxing Media. Delighted to our next guest, Ruthless Ryan Kelly. Ryan, thank you very much for giving us some of your time.
No problem, mate. Yeah, thanks for having me, man, on the show. Yeah, I hope everything's good.
Everything's good, my end, mate. Boxing's massively back, which is like music to everyone's ears. Literally every single weekend there's shows. BCB are going one step farther this weekend by putting 2 shows on in one weekend, which is excellent for all you fighters. There's your boxing career. There's a massive story, and they're like literally. Normally, you get a boxing career where it flows, whereas you kind of didn't have a break, but you moved away for so long to an unbelievable country. Let me tell you, had a bit of a rest, come back, sign for BCB. Now, would you say that you're like a young puppy ready to go again?
Yeah, we was on about that in the gym, actually. It's like, it feels like my first fight again, although it's number 18. It just feels like a complete fresh start. Like you say, I'm with BCB now, back with John Costello. Things are just going really good. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the next chapter. Yeah, it's not the beginning, but it's certainly another chapter. So I'm looking forward to really hitting it hard now and, leaving no stone unturned. And see where we can go.
Exactly. And the thing is, like we said off air, BCB, Errol Johnson, Paul Mann, John Costello, you couldn't turn your TV on 6-7 months ago without seeing Paul's face on a weekend. And that just shows that BCB is one of the boxing promotions out there that's absolutely flying. They're signing more and more fighters. And you're not just there for like just to make up the numbers. You're there and you're upsetting people, like we said. Lennox, look at Rachel Ball, look at Kane Baker, the list, Zach Parker, the list is literally endless.
Yeah.
It's an unbelievable time for you to just join BCB.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. After this fight, I'll be back. At the moment, BoxRec is inactive, but, that's understandable. I've been out the ring for nearly 2 years. So for me, get this fight under my belt, get back in the rankings. Before I went inactive, I was still number 14 in the country at Super Welter. So I didn't really drop much because of the pandemic. A lot of boxers were inactive and, so I haven't missed out too much. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I think, Errol's a top bloke. And again, BCB they're doing wonders at the moment. So they're in with all the different platforms. So yeah, it's endless opportunities. Hopefully,
that's it. And if you look at your records, I think was it 14 wins, 3 losses. Now, them 3 losses. One was a Fight of the Year contender, and one was Michael McKinson and Hamza Shiraz. Now, I ain't being funny, Ryan, but they're not bad fighters. If you look what Michael's doing and you look what Hamza doing, so for a fact that you belong at that level.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when I take I'm a fighter, so if something's offered to me, and at that time it makes sense, then brilliant. But the McKinson fight, I shouldn't have never really been at Welter 147. It didn't suit me. I lost too much. I drained myself, and I had no strength. I just had nothing. I had nothing there to give. So that was a learning curve. I lost that on points. The Shiraz fight, I'd just moved out to Dubai a couple of weeks before. And I wasn't exactly living the training life because I was just settling in and, finding my feet basically. So that fight, I was up on all 3 judges' scorecards. I was told after the fight, and I had no punch resistance from losing the weight so quick. So they've just been learning fights, really. I haven't took anything devastating. I haven't been hurt. I took, I got knocked down in my last fight, but I got back up and I went out on my feet. So it hasn't, look, a loss doesn't, it doesn't mean anything. It's how you come back from it. And every loss I've had so far, I've knuckled down and come back. So we'll again, it's going to be exciting to just see what's coming like.
And the thing is, like you just said, you're losing to Hamza. It's a learning fight, but you know full well once you get the fight over and done with on Saturday, you get another W. Big promoters are going to start looking at you straight away because they know that you're entertaining, you can fight. Like you said, you're dangerous in the division. You bring a decent crowd. You're boxing for for BCB, mate. Literally, this got everything's waiting for you, and it's like the perfect opportunity to come back because shows are happening left, right, and centre now.
Yeah, definitely, and that's what's exciting as well. I've come back and boxing's oozing again, so it's good to come back and actually, I'm an established pro, especially in, domestically. I think I can always get fights. It's just I don't want to be in them fights to take part. I want to be winning, and that's the main thing. Now I've got my daughter now. She's here, and it's time to push on and create something for her, like and my future.
Mate, look, I'll give you two examples of two fighters that've been on the scene this year: Jason Cunningham and Maxi Hughes. You probably know your boxing.
Yeah,
literally. Yeah. I've spoke to them when they were like, they were saying one more, and then I think I'm going to jack it in. Look at the pair of them now. They're like what
exactly.
Brad Foster. So that tells any boxer out there that your time will come. You just got to keep grinding, and then once you get the opportunity, as long as you take it, then mate, it's a completely different story.
If I'm given notice for my fights, if I've got I'm always going to stay in the gym now anyway. John's on us for that. We're not allowed to balloon up in and out of fights, and which at the age of 27 now, I can't be having months between my fights. Fair enough. If there was British title fights, European, then you do have a little bit of a break in between. But I'm fighting 6 rounds. I want to be out again ASAP, really, and 2022, I think, could be a really exciting year. I've got a good feeling about it.
No, and, me too, definitely. And the thing is, 27, you're 27, but you haven't been in, like you said, you haven't been in any grueling fights. So if you watch the fight the weekend, Cheeseman versus Troy Williamson. Now, Cheeseman, he is the perfect value for money, but there's only so many times you can get involved in fights like that.
I was literally just in the barbers, right? And my mate was cutting my hair, and I said, put the Williamson and the Cheeseman fight on because he hadn't seen it. So he was watching it now, and I said exactly what you've just said. I said, Cheeseman, you watch him, and he's definitely exciting, but how long is he going to last taking those shots? Every fight is the same. He comes out, he's got a bust up face, and it's not good. It's not good. So you're taking years off your sport and potentially off your life.
Yeah, 100. So you're 27 and you're fresh. So like, do you know what I mean? Like, compliment that is. So you're you're 27 and you're fresh. So like you said, you haven't got to fast forward everything. You haven't got to turn around and say, I need to be doing this, and this.
100%.
Because you've got time on you. You're a young 27, if that's fair to say.
Yeah, definitely. I think I've got minimum 5 years left in the sport, as long as I look after myself, and I'm not again taking punishment, which it's not really my style, taking punishment and standing there and getting my head punched in. It's hit and don't get hit, and that's what I try and do the best at, if I can. But I will always be exciting as I like to bring the fight.
You're based all around about like reflexes and like slipping shots.
Yeah.
If you're in a fight and you're not slipping them shots and like your reflexes have gone, let's be honest, like that's when you get into wars, and then you think to yourself, you have a chat with your missus or your wife and you say, listen, I'm going to get seriously out one of these days because my boxing style don't suit this.
Yeah. I mean, me and my wife, I've had that chat before, and kind of maybe when I was over there in Dubai, I I was a little bit, oh, do I want to box again? And there was that doubt there, but that soon got put in the bin. And, you know, I love boxing, so I've had hundreds of jobs. And it's not me. The one thing that I pride myself in being, you know, good at, without blowing my own trumpet, I don't mean that in a big-headed way, but, you know, I can box. And if I can box and like cement my future, then, you know, that's all we want as boxers. We just want something out of it, out of the sport, you know, because I've done it now. I've been in the gym since I stepped in the gym when I was 9. I'm 27 now. It's a long time to put in, to just throw the towel in now and have nothing to show for it.
Yeah, you can't. No, you can't. Like you said, as I said, mate, you're probably 2 fights away from an absolute barnstormer where you can earn a great payday, get a victory, and then before you know it, mate, you can start looking at the big things. But like you said, today, we've got to be honest, is a massive fight for you because you've got to win.
100%, 100, and that's the only thing in my mind is going in there and winning and looking good in doing it. Because I have been out for 2 years, but I've come back. My sparring's been, you know, on point. I've been down BC. Well, I've done rounds. I've done all sorts of rounds. We've kept a lot of it in house. There's been me, Brandon Troy, and another lad who's just signed me BCB, Ethan.
Collins.
But we've been Ethan Boyles.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been over to BCB a few times. I've done rounds with Tyler Denny, Zach Parker. We've done our rounds and our training. So there's literally been no stone unturned, mate. And I'm just looking forward to getting in there, showing what I've been working on.
No, but I can't wait. Who's on the undercard?
There's me on there. There's Brandon Jones is making his debut. Troy Jones making his debut. 2 exciting fighters, the cousins. There's Kane Baker on there, Paul Holt, and I'm sure Andrew Robinson. I'm sure he's just been added to the bill.
Right.
I think he might be the Saturday, and also Alfie Best. I don't know whether he's the Saturday or the Sunday. I'm not sure.
Decent.
But yeah, it's definitely an exciting weekend ahead.
Yeah.
For the BCB lads.
Did you see Liam Davis on Saturday?
I caught the highlights. I didn't get to see the whole fight, but he's a good kid, man. He always makes me laugh as well on his interviews. He's funny, man. He's got a good sense of humour.
Boxed well, to be fair. He boxed really well. But if there's anyone out there, Ryan, that's looking to sponsor a fighter, why should they sponsor you? Because
I'm gonna give them value for money. I'm not there to take money off people and do nothing for it. They'll always get their, you know, the publicity, and I'll always give them back what they're giving me. I don't just take, you know, I give as well. So if they get behind me and sponsor me now, especially, I think they'll be in for a good ride as well.
Okay.
Because it's going to be some exciting times ahead, some good nights ahead, and I'm looking forward to it.
And one last question: if there's anyone out there at the moment, like on the boxing scene, that you think you could beat, who would it be and why? We'll probably forget about the why. If you could turn around to your coach and say, listen, I want to get a fight with so-and-so, whether it be domestic, whether it be European level, there's anyone out there that you'd love to get in the ring with, who would it be?
You know what? It's a tough one because at the moment, Martin, I'm stuck between whether I'm going super welter or middleweight. It's a hard one because I can't really say. I'll be honest, I can't say because I don't know if I'm going middle, super welter. I just don't know at the moment.
You'll probably find out on Sunday, when you've had that fight and you've put a bit of weight on, you've had a bit of food, and then all of a sudden the scales don't move. You think, I ain't dropping down.
Exactly. I think for me, we're looking on middleweight. You know, I'm just shy of 5'11". I'm not a small lad. I'm quite built, and I'm feeling the strongest I've ever felt in sparring. I'm sparring super welters, super middleweights, light heavyweights, and you know, I'm not taking anything from them.
No,
no disrespect. Yeah, Zach, he's a massive super middle. It's huge. He's I mean, those rounds that I did with Zach, that was, you know, brilliant learning rounds. You know, you can't buy that experience. It's just, it's about getting in there. But I don't think a lot of people like getting in there with him, to be honest. But you know, I just love learning. So
27 years of age, and for you to say that you just love learning is like music to anyone's ears.
Yeah,
because
that's all.
Go
on, mate. No, sorry, go on.
No, you go on.
Yeah, so that's the reason I've made all the changes, and you know, I haven't just come back to be the same fighter that I was. I want to get better, and I want to, you know, learn physically and, you know, mentally. I just want to improve. That's all I want. That's it. And I do think that as a boxer, especially, I don't think you can ever stop learning. If you want to keep learning, you can. I really do.
Two people I think in my entire in my boxing lifetime completed boxing. One was Andre Ward, and the other one was Floyd Mayweather. That's it. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, they're two of the greatest. Like, you know what, Andre Wood, not as spoke about as Floyd Mayweather, but what a fighter! Like, if you watch some of the things that he used to do in slow motion, the man was a freak. You know, it's exceptional. So, yeah, I'll have to agree with you there. Yeah, you know, I'm a huge fan of Canelo as well. I just think he's, you know, the way he fights is special. So,
mate, did you see he slipped that shot when Plant threw it a couple of weeks ago?
That's what I mean. He's like a cat.
Yeah, he lost the fight. I think Plant lost the fight there and then before the fight had even been made.
Yeah,
you could be right. With no gloves on, then I
know,
it's just ridiculous.
And when you're expecting someone to hit you back in boxing, you know, he's going to have reflexes. They're going to be there, but you know, in a suit and tie on stage, it's ridiculous.
It's mental. Just before I go, you was on the bill of Khan versus Vargas, weren't you?
I was, yeah.
Did you get to speak to Amir Khan much? Like, did you ever get to speak to him much? So I was just thinking, like, did he ever mention anything about Khan versus Brook to you, or did you?
Do you know? He never know. He was actually a really polite guy, actually, but you know, it was just media and press conferences and the weigh-ins, and it's the only times I've really seen him. You know, he was always polite. You know, he come up, shook everyone's hands, and greeted himself. So he carried himself quite well, but I didn't get to speak to him.
And that's what I was thinking, because you moved to Dubai, didn't you? And I know Amir Khan lives in Dubai. So, like, did you meet any boxing friends over there, or was it just literally you just shut yourself off?
No, there was people I met over there. Yeah, he come to the gym I was working at. He's doing his own thing though. He's putting on shows out there now, I believe.
Is he?
There's a couple of amateur guys. Yeah, nothing pro at the moment, but yeah, he's doing a few amateur shows. So maybe he can light a spark in Dubai for boxing.
Yeah, no, definitely. There's definitely a market. Ryan, I'll let you go because I know you're. I know you probably need to get to training for the last time.
Yeah, 6 o'clock gym. So
yeah, so I'll let you go then, mate. Thank you very much for joining us. And when you get that victory, we'll get you back on.
Definitely, Mark. Nice one. Thanks for having me, mate.
Thank you.